Peace, 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 family. I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend so far. I am doing the weekly astrology for the 20th to the 27th. And bored out of my freaking mind. I'm actually recording this at like 3 a.m. because I can't sleep. And so if you hear any noises in the background, that's my son sleeping. But please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Feel free to share this information and content with people who you feel like would get something out of this. As you know, the more likes we have, the more views we get. And so we truly appreciate you doing that in advance. This week is going to be a whole lot less intense as the eclipse has passed on Friday. Now, we'll still be feeling this energy all throughout the week, and we'll have the next 6 months to work with this energy. But energetically, the energy is more calmer now. At least until December 4th, when we have our last and final eclipse of the year, as well as we're wrapping up a few more pretty heavy transits. So it'll come back, but for the time being, family, enjoy this energy as much as you can. Relax, get out, have fun, and make the best of this time. As far as announcements go, if you want to know more about what I do, you can find all my information in the description box below. I am working on the MC video to help you work with your chart for all the people who are interested in learning more about how to use your chart and how to capitalize on the energies within your chart. So your MC is God's plan for you, and I'll be showing you how you can track that energy and work with that throughout the year, as well as the Jupiter and Pisces transit. It's fairly short, family. So you want to be sure to get the most out of that if you can. And also I'll be doing a video on Saturn and maybe even Jupiter and Aries, because that's going to be a pretty big deal, as we'll be getting a glimpse into what to look forward to for 2023. And it's just always important to know what time it is. So I'm also working on the yearly horoscopes. I've actually completely finished the personal horoscopes for the year. I'm just working on the yearly astrology, and all that should be done by the end of next week. And if you have time and you'd like to join me and Miss Tierra at a day of royalty on A Wine Way of Life, on my IG page on A Wine Way of Life, feel free to join us November 30th at 8 p.m. when we'll be discussing insecurities in your relationship. And her husband are married, and so she'll be sharing her personal stories on how she deals with that. And he's a dating counselor, relationship counselor, and he'll be giving his tips on that, as well as, I'm sure, sharing how he deals with those things around his wife personally. And I thought it was such a great topic for the Venus and Capricorn energies that have and will be plaguing our life for the next 3 months now, since November is pretty much over. We still got 3 months left of this transit, so very interesting. And I'm totally looking forward to it now. Typically, we have this energy. We do these lives once a month, but we would have already started advertising. But because it's so late, obviously, even if you go to the website to get any bottle of wine, I have some organic wine, and we typically tell people to bring their glass of wine with them if you're into that type of thing. But either way, feel free to check out our website with our wine selections. We actually have a great deal of gifts that you can give out to people who might also be into organic wine, and all that information you can find on my link tree in my description box on my A Wine Way of Life page. And you can find all the other lives that we've done in the past on her page. So again, also follow her at A Day of Royalty. We'd love to have you. Okay. So, what do we have going on this week? So the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and I'd even say a half day on the 23rd. You can, these are good luck days, right? So anything that you want to work on, plan, if you have any plans that you want to do, if you're writing anything and you just need the support, the energetic support, you can definitely find yourself having the support on those specific days. This is a great time to look at your future from an optimistically and from the big picture. So kind of like long-term planning here. What you want, thinking about that. And again, just having the support to think about that optimistically, writing that out and planning what you might want for that. If you have anything to launch, if you're in business, you can do launches at this time. And you'll just have a lot more support for anything that you're putting out on those days. Okay. And Venus is out of bounds it has been out of bounds since October 9th. And it'll be out of bounds until December 6th. The moon is also out of bounds until the 22nd to the 26th of this month. This tends to take our emotions to extremes. It can make you famous for certain things that you're skilled at, but it could also be like making you famous for being a complete unemotional crazy person, like a serial killer or a rock and roll diva, so just be mindful for the up and down of your emotions. Pay attention to what's going on, what's coming up for you. Stay grounded enough to be able to stop and think before you make any rash decisions, because it is the season for it. But overall, we can also see this being played out in the world stage, which I feel like we've already been seeing for quite some time now. But craziness within a large groups of people. The moon rules the public, and it also rules the people the same way Aquarius does. So, all of pretty much the same themes that we've kind of been seeing being played out with people taking things to the streets and things of that nature could come up at this time. Yeah, I think that's about the most important things to mention there. And then we'll have Mercury square Jupiter. If you have any planning to do, you'll get a lot done, especially administrative tasks, or anything like, I don't know, updating your website, your social media, or just like having a good time with siblings, neighbors, or doing things in your community. I mean, typically squares aren't this kind of upbeat, jovial energy, but we're talking about Jupiter here. And Jupiter is going to bring in some upbeat, jovial energy. So this is very festive, that energy where you're super excited about the holidays. You can smell people cooking the food, and but all the sensual things that come with the holidays, and just being excited about the holidays. You could be traveling, getting ready to travel, preparing to travel for the holidays. You could be people could be coming to travel to you, just come stay with you for the holidays. All those typical kinds of things, going shopping for the holidays, things of that nature. On the negative side, you could overdo things, be over practical, over optimistic, or like gung-ho on your beliefs, your philosophies, your spiritual or religious practices or views on things, or even how you think about those things. You could be pretty gung-ho about it, like your ideas, your thinking, even your communications and how you express yourself. Like, this is kind of like my religion says type stuff, my beliefs, my ethics are, you might not say them in such a way where you're saying that they're better directly, but definitely like insinuating, well, my ethics are, it could be that kind of attitude right there. So just, chill out on that a little bit, especially around the holidays. You already know you're not supposed to talk about politics or religion at the table. So keep it PG, or at least if you're going to do it, make sure you're also willing to listen to other people's, right? That's the best way to do it. Because this can really rub people the wrong way, especially when you start talking about your beliefs in spirituality or religion. But overall, I feel like people are going to be pretty positive and have a pretty positive mindset and want to explore and be curious about learning worldviews, culture, like different points of views, even hearing different points of views, even being curious about those or learning about those. That's what I was going to say. So I see this as being a pretty awesome time, to be honest with you, and needed through this week after the intensity that we've had with everything else. It's just, it's been All right, so November 22nd, we move into Sagittarius season. Happy birthday, Saggies. We'll be more open to share our options, talk about our faith and beliefs, be open to what other people have to say too. Just said that. People may be traveling, said that. If not traveling physically, even in your mind, so this is virtual astral travel type things, or even like watching a documentary from out of the country, as a way to get out in the world. But most definitely, I feel like people are definitely going to be out and about, because Sagittarius is like to be out and about. They're very geological people. I don't know if anybody's ever had a conversation with a Sagittarius. It's almost like the way that they talk, they see things from a geological perspective. Like, oh yeah, I'll go to LA because I want to see a specific angle, or how people live, or again, just the culture of that place, so they'll want to go to the festivities of LA, the festive concerts, events, or a place where people gather, perhaps. They're always kind of like considering these types of things, even if you're like thinking about moving and you're doing it during Sagittarius time, or you're in a Sagittarius energy. These are the types of questions they might ask you. So you could be concerned about these types of things yourself at this time. You could be very intrigued by these things. Okay. And then November 26th, Mercury will conjunct the South Node. This is our collective karma, not our personal karma. So there can be some significant conversations about our karmic past that allows us to let go of old bonds, contracts, agreements, promises. That will definitely be up for review, but I definitely feel like this is a release. I don't even know if review really cuts it at this point. I think we're actually making the decision at this point, that we kind of just, like, we're so over it, family. Like, but the last 18 months already, like, I just want to leave the past in the past. I don't even want to freaking talk about what it was, how it was, why it was. I just want to, like, take my life and be moving forward and starting anew. Like, that's how I really feel. In fact, I think that particular mindset and thought set is even going to expand once we get to the actual Sagittarius eclipse on December 4th. And so really paying attention to what's coming up for you on the 26th, you'll get a glimpse of what you'll probably be releasing more of on a pretty big scale for the December eclipse. Okay. Now, again, Venus has been out of bounds since October 9th. And all out of bounces is like, it's like a moon energy where things are pretty much up and down. But it's but more jovial. That's what I'll say. It's a little bit more upbeat than than a moon energy, where moon energy can be a lot more emotional, right? And so this could bring in unusual romantic circumstances. You may have made some financial risks that brought you in some money, or you lost money. Your values and assets may have went up or down. If you work in Venus fields, you got some sudden changes for the better. Or you're spending a lot of money on Venusian things. So again, be mindful for overspending, especially we are still in a Venus retrograde. So just be mindful of that. Know that if you're buying anything new and you're not focusing on things from the past, most likely you're going to end up returning all those things, or it's just not going to be it's not going to be one of those long-lasting feelings about them where you're like, yes, I bought this and I'm super excited about it. I think eventually at some point you'll begin to be like, why did I even buy this stupid thing? And end up perhaps getting rid of it, sending it back, or giving it away to somebody else. You might you might get like downloads, thinking up trendy styles for the future, or sudden love and affection from a significant other or somebody of interest who this could literally be somebody who's been watching you for a while, and all of a sudden out of nowhere they start, giving you love eyes or wanting to get to know you a little better. You could see your partner in a new light, especially if you're in a relationship and things have been like already what the energy we've been through. It's just been hustle and bustle, go, 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 up and down. We're here, we're there, we're over there, we're up there. And, now you get the time to really spend some time with them romantically. And it doesn't have to be romantically, right? This is just like quality time, to be honest. Getting to know somebody a little bit better here. This could be good times with female friends, doing things that are out of the ordinary. So, very Uranian here. This could be famous, you becoming famous for something, or some female comes in and transforms your life. You can fall in love with occult studies, energy healers, or becoming an energy healer, or even perfecting your craft if you are an energy healer in some way, shape, or form. Again, you could have a lot of suitors, a lot of people coming for you at this time. Watch your nervous system. These are the negatives of it. Just be mindful of your nervous system. And this could be breakups out of nowhere, fights with business partners and friends out of nowhere, women being unpredictable, truths being revealed, and even you yourself as an individual, you can find yourself just feeling like, it's blah, very blah, where you want to be retreating and not really being involved or disconnected, even foggy, even. And I actually think in this time it's not a good thing or a bad thing if you do happen to be feeling that way, but you do want to be mindful of it. It's a great time to go inward to kind of analyze and assess what that's all about, where it's coming from. And to be honest with you, family, sometimes it's really good to have your own personal space, especially if you're in a relationship. I think these should be like in the contract. Even if you're not married, I'm being facetious when I say contract, but like if you are in a relationship, I think that you should definitely be having conversations about personal time for you to be able to stay emotionally intelligent, right? For you, not for your relationship, right? Because, we always say things like, if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of anybody else. But then I feel like when we get into the conversation about relationships, it's like we never have that very specific conversation about how do we plan to continue that work while in a relationship, how important it is, if it's safe, and how to go about doing that, and it's important because, well, we know from being single that you can't expect anybody else to fix your problems. This is not, come super save-a-hole energy, right? If you're feeling down and out, yes, of course, it's great to be able to have a partner there who's going to hug you and help you through that time. But it's also like exercising. When you exercise to keep your weight up, you also have to exercise that emotional muscle and never lose sight of how you built it to even be able to be in a relationship in the first place. So that could reflect, mean, inspire, I hope, for you to continue that work through while still being in a relationship because it's healthy, right? And so I feel like this is what it was. You know what song came to my mind when I was writing this is Monica. It's just one of them days. I can't sing. When you wanna be all alone, just one of those days. You know, I just wanna be all alone, but you think I'm treating you. No, we're not treating you wrong. It's important. It's really important to have those times, right? It's healthy. It's healthy. It's healthy relationship practices, I think. So don't take it personal. Listen to that song. I feel like this is a perfect example of that. And this week is actually just a great time to do that because it's just been so much going on. So I hope that people are able to find those moments throughout this week as we're planning for the holidays and getting ready to celebrate. I hope that you found this information helpful. As always, family, I love and appreciate you.